He was not born into power, he was sold into it. A child taken from his homeland, stripped of his name, his family, his future. But history would remember him not as a victim, but as a force. This is the story of Baybars, the slave who became sultan.
African valor, strong and true. Every single thing they do.
Somewhere in the vast grasslands north of the Black Sea, in the early 13th century, a boy was born into a Turkic Kipchak family. His exact name at birth is lost to history, as is the full story of his parents. But we know this: he was not born a slave. He was born free. Raised among horsemen, under open skies, in a culture of warriors and survival. A world where strength meant life, and weakness meant loss. But this world would not last. In the 1230s, a storm unlike any before swept across the land. The Mongols. Fast. Ruthless. Unstoppable. Villages burned. Families scattered. Entire cultures erased in moments. And in that chaos, the boy's life changed forever. He was captured. Torn away from everything he knew. Dragged across unfamiliar lands, he was taken to slave markets where human lives were traded. Judged. Priced. Bought. Some saw flaws in him, but clouded it, something imperfect. But destiny does not wait for perfection. Eventually, he was purchased. He was taken to Egypt, into the Mamluk system. A system where enslaved boys were trained into elite warriors. Their past erased, their future rewritten. Here, slavery was not the end. It was the beginning of transformation. The training was brutal. Endless drills. Punishment. Survival of the strongest. But Baybars endured. Every scar, every struggle, shaping him into something greater than a soldier. By the 1250s, he was no longer just a recruit. He stood out. Not only for strength, but for intelligence. He studied war, understood movement, and began to lead. In 1250, Egypt faced invasion. The Seventh Crusade. Led by King Louis IX of France. A powerful force, confident in victory. But they did not understand the warriors they faced. At Al-Mansurah, Baybars used strategy. He lured the crusaders into the city, trapping them in narrow streets. What followed was chaos and defeat. Victory brought recognition. Baybars rose in rank. But power in the Mamluk world was unstable. Every step forward came with danger. In 1258, the Mongols destroyed Baghdad. A center of knowledge, reduced to ruins. The message was clear: no one was safe. By 1260, Egypt prepared for the inevitable. The Mongols were coming. And this battle would decide everything. At Ain Jalut, history stood still. Baybars led with strategy, not fear. He retreated, deliberately. Drawing the Mongols into a trap they could not escape. For the first time, the Mongols were defeated. The unstoppable had been stopped. Victory brought power. And power brought conflict. Later that year, Sultan Qutuz was killed. And the path to the throne opened. In 1260, Baybars became Sultan of Egypt. A man once sold as a slave, now ruled. He secured his rule. Strengthened the army. Built order. He fought relentlessly. City after city, reclaimed. Again and again, he defended his lands. Ensuring survival. He built roads, mosques, systems of governance. In 1261, he restored the Abbasid Caliphate in Cairo, strengthening his legitimacy. Behind the crown was still the boy who survived. In 1277, Baybars died. But legends do not end. From slave to sultan, his name became history. A reminder that greatness can rise from anywhere. If this story inspired you, remember this: your beginning does not define your ending. Like Baybars, you can rise. Subscribe for more powerful stories from history.